Creating new worlds in movies like Star Wars, Tron, and The Wizard of Oz is pretty standard fare in the entertainment industry. I threw my hat into the ring when I created Danny Phantom, and now we're going to explore some of the old and newest haunts of Danny's villains as I'll be your tour guide through the Ghost Zone. Hi, I'm Butch Hartman, and welcome to the Ghost Zone. How do we get here? How can you get here? Well, there's only two man-made portals into the Ghost Zone that we know of. The first one resides directly under the Fenton Works building and was created by ghost hunters Jack and Maddie Fenton. This portal ties in directly with Danny Phantom's origin story.
Young Danny Fenton, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine. It was designed to view a world unseen. He's gonna catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom. When it didn't quite work, his folks, they just quit. But then Danny took a look inside of it. There was a great big flash, everything just changed. His molecules got all rearranged.
Danny isn't the only tie between humans and ghosts. The Ghost Zone is a flip side of our plane of existence. In other words, the Earth and the Ghost Zone are interlinked. If one side of the coin is affected, the other side will be as well.
Tuck, in astrophysics, what happens when an entire dimension is suddenly removed from a plane of existence?
Easy. The whole dimensional structure becomes unstable and kaflooey.
Well, the Ghost Zone is a flip side of our plane of existence. If it goes, we go.
One characteristic that seems to remain constant in the Ghost Zone is that whenever a human enters the Ghost Zone, they basically become a ghost in there. So, like a ghost can go through walls in our world, a human can go through walls in the Ghost Zone. Humans can fly, they can float, do everything a ghost can do here on the Earth.
Huh? Oh, right. Humans pass through stuff in the Ghost Zone. Cool.
Besides giving Danny his ghostly abilities, the Fenton portal also allows access into the Ghost Zone. It's pretty cool. But how was this technology developed? Here's how it happened. Jack and Maddie Fenton went to college at the University of Wisconsin, and there they had a pal, a buddy, a lab partner named Vlad Masters. Vlad Masters was injured in an accident as Jack was developing the prototype for the Fenton portal.
1 second, Vlad. Jack, did you remember to fill the filtrator with ectopurifier?
On it, baby!
The attempt failed due to Jack's decision to use cola instead of ectopurifier. Caused a huge explosion, and Vlad was affected by the plasma coming out of the ghost portal, and he got powers just like Danny has now, but he got them 20 years earlier. This turned Vlad Masters into the villain, Vlad Plasmius. As I said earlier, there are two man-made portals that we know of. First was at Fenton Works. The second one was redeveloped after Vlad Masters was turned into Vlad Plasmius. Vlad put a second portal in the basement of his mansion so he could access the Ghost Zone as well. There are other naturally formed portals that are only open for a certain time period, but these portals are unpredictable as you never know when or where they're going to open or close.
The Ghost Zone is constantly shifting. Entrances appear in many different periods. Most only remain open for a short time before closing forever.
Ever since Pariah Dark's rule over the Ghost Zone was overthrown, anarchy has pretty much ensued, and the Ghost Zone is kind of a place of a little bit of chaos because since all the ghosts are now free, they've all turned against each other. I mean, the Ghost Zone is this endless place of ectoplasm holding 1 million ghost homes, and now ghosts are spread far and wide across the Ghost Zone, and Danny has only scratched the surface of this place during his time on Nickelodeon. Okay, now let's talk about some sectors of the Ghost Zone that might be a bit more familiar. First off is Pariah's Keep. This is the castle of the mighty Ghost King where his body lies in his tomb for all eternity. It's guarded by his ghostly servant, the Fright Knight. In this place is the Ring of Rage and the Crown of Fire. If both of these objects are worn at the same time, it gives the user omnipotence.
Here we are. Pariah's Keep.
Each sector of the Ghost Zone has its own set of rules, depending on who governs it, except for Walker's prison. Walker is sort of a warden, a ghostly warden who has his own place and his own idea about the way things should be. And if any ghost violates what he thinks is right, he throws them in prison, and he often enforces his will upon them with members of the Ghost Zone Police Department.
Trespassing, loitering, creating a disturbance, and possession of real-world contraband.
Excuse me, sir, but...
Name's Walker, son. Know it. Fear it. Obey it.
Okay, now, Skulkers Island. Basically a floating island in the Ghost Zone with a giant skull overlooking the entire refuge. And this is basically where Skulker trains to hunt ghosts. He even had Valerie Gray and Danny chained together in one episode where he used them as target practice.
Greetings, Prey. Having failed to determine which of you is the superior challenge, I've decided to hunt you both at the same time.
Now let's explore the unexplored. Let's check into some Ghost Zone oddities that weren't seen on the show.
Wow, this place is amazing.
No, it's not. It's creepy. And it goes on forever. I don't even know where to start to look.
Ghostly black holes. Now these events don't occur very often in the Ghost Zone, but when they do, there's a major reason why. Each Ghost Zone kingdom has ectoplasm surrounding it, but it's got its own type of ectoplasm. So let's say one world mixes with another world. The ectoplasm that mixes together will be too compacted, and it'll combust into a ghostly black hole that will devour everything in its wake. This event occurs very rarely, but when it does, the news and the destruction spread like wildfire. Another unexplored region of the Ghost Zone is a place called the Unwalled. It's kind of a limbo type area, and here's how you get there. If you're building a portal to the Ghost Zone, let's say you're in your basement, you want to construct a Ghost Zone portal, you put one together, but your calculations have to be exactly correct, because if they're not, you will end up in a nightmare realm called the Unworld, which is between Earth and the Ghost Zone. But when you get there, you have no human abilities or ghostly abilities. You're stuck forever. I'd like to see what your interpretation of this nightmare realm would be, so create some fan art. I would love to see it. One last unexplored place in the Ghost Zone is called the Else-Awareness. This is a place where all fear, all pain, all misery don't exist. It's a paradise for ghosts. And every ghost, yes, every ghost wants to be there, but none of the ghosts have ever found it. There's a rumor, though, that one ghost did, and his name was Sojourn. Sojourn is a ghost sort of nomad traveler who has cataloged every single section of the Ghost Zone, and he kept all of his findings in a journal. And the journal's never been found, but pages of the journal float through the Ghost Zone randomly, and each page has a clue on it to the location of the Else-Awareness, sort of like a treasure map. And a few pages have been gathered, and Vlad will do anything to get his hand on these pages so he can find and ultimately control and rule the Else-Awareness. But there's one person who stands in his way, one hero, and that person is Danny Phantom. Okay, hope you enjoyed your Ghost Zone tour. I had a great time coming here and exploring. Hey, if you guys want to see me explore any other cartoon worlds or cities or towns or whatever, leave a comment in the comment section down below and I will be happy to take you on a trip through there. And as always, don't forget to follow me on every form of social media known to mankind. I am everywhere. Don't forget to download the NOOG Network, my brand new app, on the App Store. You can only find my new stuff here. I got all kinds of original new shows coming out, games, cartoons, live action shows, very cool. And my whiteboard, yes, I didn't bring the whiteboard this week because I couldn't fit it into the Fenton portal. So I'll be drawing on the whiteboard next week. Leave a comment down below and I just might draw what you suggest, okay? Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.